Okay, Mish, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Um, well, probably wondering why I'm wearing this. I'm showing my great empathy for all those people in Canada and the US who saying it cold, and even those who in Spalding's here in Jamaica who bawling how it cold too. So I'm wearing
Yeah,
my thing on my
keeping
neck.
you warm.
Yes, for them,
Yeah,
just for them. I probably soon take it off because I'm not cold. But
yeah,
some love.
yeah.
How are
The
you?
weather up here is crazy, very crazy. Like some days it's hot, and then in no time at all it switches extremely cold. During the day it can be like 70 something, and then at night 40 something. So you always have to have on your heater, and then you get sick because of how the weather keeps changing. But
Okay. Because
but
people
it's
go
all
out
good.
and stuff.
Yeah, we have to still go out. Just still have to work. Children have to go to school. So in the morning when I head out for 8 o'clock, it's like 50. Midday, it's like 60. By 3, 4 o'clock, it start falling again to like lower 60, 50. Night 40. But that's
Wow.
just
Hey, that is
crazy
cold
weather,
food.
climate change.
Yeah, part of the crosses that we have to endure.
Mm-hmm.
All the more reason for people to get serious about taking care of the environment and making sure that our children are aware of how they contribute to, the environment and environmental issues. But we never come to talk about that. So let us talk
Although
about,
it's a big topic, not today, another day.
yes. Yes, we can talk about how cold it is in their neck of the woods another day. People can complain freely. But we're going to start off with some news. Um, Over in London, it seems like the Prime Minister remains in trouble. But while we're over in London, there's an article in the Independent newspaper out of London, and it says that Jamaica is rolling out its central bank digital currency after successful pilot. I don't know how many people saw that. Jamaica will roll out its own digital currency in the first quarter of 2022 after a successful pilot, the country's central bank has reported. The pilot for the country's prototype central bank digital currency called CBDC began on May 2021 and ended December 31st, 2021. It is said that the Bank of Jamaica tested a range of services in the pilot, including minting the CBDCs, issuing them to wallet providers, and distributing them to retail customers. Um, the BOJ teamed up with digital currency vendor e-currency Mint and the country's national commercial bank to test the services. Quite interesting, Mish.
It is because I heard, well, the Prime Minister went on a program. I think he went on Bloomberg this week,
Mm-hmm.
and he mentioned it. And it was the first time I ever heard of it being in Jamaica. And I guess that's the thing with everything. Usually the majority don't know that things are happening. And then as you said, when I looked further, they said it's been going on for a whole year and no one knew about it. So they don't really know how it works or operates, or if we even have the system for it to operate. But I guess because people didn't know that they actually were testing, the system. How many people would log into it? I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, it was news to me. I heard when the back in mid 2021, when the central bank announced that it was going to be rolling this thing out, and I'm still here waiting to participate in this test. But no, I hear that is a full scale rollout. I don't know. I suppose I'm not a retail customer.
You're not the
Not
first.
a customer. I'm not a person. But that is that on that side of Jamaica. On a little sporting side, and perhaps miss some good news. Um, it says here that, oh dear, that Jamaica has a 4-man bobsledge team going to the Olympics, the first time in over 2 decades. So, Team Jamaica announced Monday that they had qualified for the event and 2 other bobsled events at the Beijing Games. So we have the 2-man bobsledge, the woman's mono bob, and the 4-man regular bobsledge event. So we're in 3 events on ice.
Whoa.
For Beijing.
It's 20 years since we did it.
It seems as if it's a long time. You remember what it was? When it was?
Yeah, when they first came out.
Yes, you remember that movie? There was a movie about it as well.
Cool Runnings. Very popular show. Because
it was a 1993 film. Yes, it was. The film was in 1993, and the bobsled team was in 1988 in Calgary.
Wow,
it's a long time.
I know we have 3 different groups participating.
Qualifying and participating.
What? We have to tune in. We have to tune in. Anybody remember when we first entered the competition?
Did you ever watch that movie, Cool Runnings?
Of course. Who couldn't? Who wouldn't? Oh my God.
It was a real high for us Jamaicans. I think I watched that movie must have 4 or 5 times. I had it on the it's not DVD.
VHS.
Yes, it's the DVD.
No, VHS.
No, man, it's the other one after the VHS. The VHS was the long one.
No,
the long black one.
The little box. Yeah, the little.
Yes. Right. And it had the case that you would open up and it's in there. Yes. I remember having it. Oh my gosh, that must be a collector's item.
Let me read some of the comments coming in.
Sure.
Good night, beautiful ladies. This thing again. I can't see the name. VM said good night, ladies. Carlene said good night, ladies. Sandra said good night, my beautiful ladies. June, hopefully it's the right June. Remember the skier. Oh yeah, we have a skier also. He's made the team. Primrose says Cool Runnings. Anita said yes, I remember it. Carlene said the movie is excellent. June, I can't even click on the link.
Okay, so she's showing us the skier who qualified as well. Benjamin.
Okay, yeah. So we out there this year. And Sandra said breaking news. Benjamin something just qualified for skiing. Oh my God, Jamaica is rolling the ice. Lauren said good evening, lovely ladies. And Garvan said blessed evening. Yeah, man, that's major for Jamaica. The spotlight is gonna be on us again. But I thought I heard they said it snowed in Blue Mountain Peak once. Did it? Or it was just
I'm sure somebody conjured up that story that it snowed up there, because how them know say it snow up there? Them was up there to see it. Why them never take a picture so we could have see it? I don't think so. Somebody must be very cold up in Christiana and decides, they must say all Ferd Francis with our cold self up at Spalding's decides, she's so cold it must be snowing up in Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain Peak. Well, that is awesome.
That really is awesome news. There's another news article that struck me and I found it quite interesting. The Minister of National Security and Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Horace Chang, he was speaking at an event in fact, he hosted a meeting at Manning's High School in Sav, Westmoreland, and on Thursday. And at that address, he made a comment with which a clergyman from the area disagreed. And Chang says, speaking at a meeting hosted by Dr. Chang at Manning's High School in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland, with members of the Westmoreland business community on Thursday, the security minister said for over a decade, some $380 billion has been spent on social intervention nationally with not much to show for it. And he continues, quote, there's a tradition of Jamaicans building huge organizations and give them a lot of money for social intervention. It didn't work. I'm not saying if it work or can work. It didn't work. We spent 380 billion in 10 years. We didn't spend that on policing. In fact, if I spent half of that on policing, I would have solved the problem, quite frankly, in the short term, he stated. I think it's quite a bit to say that after 10 years, you're basically saying social intervention don't work. What are your thoughts, Mish?
Well, my thought is why he waited 10 years, or they waited 10 years to figure out that all that money is being wasted and it's not working. Did they have the proper things in place to see, check and balances to see if it is working, to see if they need to change the steps that they're taking for the social intervention problem? Or is he making the statement because the opposition main argument is that they need social intervention program to help to solve the crime issue? So I'm wondering if that's his main argument for saying that, because if he's saying in his statement he does not know, like there's nothing to say it worked or not, but he's saying it does not work, it means that he shouldn't have said that statement until he had enough facts and the correct information, because he just throwing out the figures. We don't
Yes,
know where it went, what it was being used for, what
yes.
organizations, what were they doing. So it's like he always says stuff and doesn't think thoroughly before responding. And I do think that these ministers oftentimes should have a spokesperson who is knowledgeable about their ministry and the different programs, so he don't make a mockery of it. That's just
Um,
me.
I quite agree with you, Michelle, that the government ministers that should really be a little bit more careful with their remarks and make sure that they have the data to support it. I think that for too long it's just talk and no data to support what the statements are. What are the intervention programs? Where were they carried out? Who were they targeting? Did they look to see what was happening before? Were all of these social interventions geared solely at managing criminal activity? Were they even geared at managing criminal activity? What was the true intent of these social
Yeah.
interventions? You know, we could have a social intervention to build literacy levels. What was it? Community spirit. What was it for? And did we accomplish that? So I agree with you. Some measure of monitoring and evaluation most certainly needs to be incorporated in these things. And when people in power speak, they must have the facts to date. They must have the data,
Exactly. So
share
that,
the data
yeah,
with us.
yeah, that is true, because what 10-year period is he talking all this money was wasted? You
Don't
know
know.
what I mean? We don't
Yeah.
know. So
Well, we just have to take it, say the 10-year back from now to 10 years ago. I don't I don't know. That
we
would be
don't know. Yeah, but he can't just throw stuff like that. We don't know what point, because now we have to assume, and then now he has to backtrack, and then somebody gonna have to be explaining what he meant. So I don't know, because I do think social intervention programs will work,
Mhm.
especially in areas that they are needed, especially with, not only, I know they have a lot of training programs, so were the intervention programs these training programs, because Hard Trust seem to be doing a lot of training programs. So, like, is it a way, like what? We have pregnant girls going back to school. Was it a waste? Because a lot of girls went back, they did their common entrance, went on, to university.
They're CSEC,
So we don't know.
CSEC, not common entrance.
Yeah,
Yes.
whether yeah, I don't know what the exam is, but they do it and they do move on. So we just don't know what he's talking about. What has failed? I don't know.
We wait for the data. Somebody else will take him on and he'll have to say something. On another note, you always talk about the COVID. The positivity rate is really high up here in Jamaica. It's 51%. We had recorded 15 deaths, 10 of which were recorded in St. Catherine and the rest scattered across the island. The Minister of Health had a a meeting today. He was something or that was handed over to the ministry, and he was speaking at that handing over ceremony, and he shared on that the vaccination rate of persons in Jamaica fully vaccinated stands at a mere 22%. 22% of the Jamaican population vaccinated. That is alarming at best.
It is, and it doesn't seem like there's an uptake for the last few months in the vaccine, because we did have a few that were spoiled. So I guess they kind of top out on what they can do to get people to take the vaccine, because it look like people just genuinely don't want to take the vaccine. So you have to look at other ways, to see what can be done, because was it today that they announced that only emergency procedures will
Yes.
be taking place? So trying to get sick.
So yeah, as of tomorrow, all hospitals on the island will only be doing responding to emergency cases. So a little headache not going to work. It have to be a chop up or gunshot or life threatening major issue. Surgeries, nothing. They're not doing anything like that. Everything focused on COVID as of tomorrow.
Yeah. And it kind of sad, especially for people who, have cancer, going to cancer treatment, or other procedures that you have to do. So, and nothing, I don't see anything that is making the people take it serious, got to be honest. When I see the parties going on and nobody wearing masks and everybody each other's face, I'm like, what else do you want? Like what else can be done?
I don't
So
know. The chief medical of not the chief medical officer for Jamaica, but at the Kingston Public Hospital, she indicated that persons who are due for cancer treatment, as much as possible, they will be accommodating those as emergencies. They spoke of the cancer patients, but what they term as elective surgeries, they're definitely not going to do it. So if you have a hernia that's supposed to move until it blow up in you in the middle of the night and you must come to hospital and you're there at that door, you're not going to have that surgery.
okay, so well, that's good then for like cancer.
Well,
Yeah,
it is
kind of
encouraging.
yeah,
It
it
is,
is encouraging, because
it is.
like the numbers of cancer cases are like, in Jamaica, so it's good. But I don't know what, because I know everybody's going off, oh, the prime minister say argument done. Well, the argument is not really done, because he has to do more. But I'm like, in regards to the vaccine, there's like, I think it's topped out unless it's a requirement, like he makes a requirement to get it. But I don't know what else can be done other than look into treatments, because like here they have different treatments that I know they have a pill that I think England started using. I'm not sure what other country to look into, but
I don't know. We're not going to get that pill for now. We don't even have vaccine for kids, for younger people. So it's going to take a little while for us. Nobody not going to take the pill. Them not take the injection, they not take a pill. So the conversation need to be different, some way, shape, or form. And have I lost you?
no, you not lost me.
Okay.
Primrose said I hiked Blue Mountain Peak more than 4 decades ago, and there was a slight snow was covering the ground. I guess that's what people call the snow. Garvin said that was just frost. Yeah, always have people that are very logical. Yeah, so that's that for that. I don't know. I hope people start taking the vaccine or just protect themselves. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance. Stay. You don't have a party or party in your bed,
Party in a yard.
Yeah, because the children need to be in school. Because as you see, Did you see the reports of how bad they're doing? Like, I guess it was pre-COVID though, but
You mean in terms of academic performance?
yeah, like a lot of them can't read. All right.
Well, you just if that was pre-COVID, then imagine what God. The concerning thing is that during this pandemic, a lot of schools have lost their best teachers. Jamaica has lost far more teachers. So, dog now we supper are something now going forward. I don't know.
Are they doing
I don't
anything with the teachers that are in teachers college, like utilizing them? Or
Well,
no?
eventually they will have to get to that, but first you have to get them vaccinated. Um, you have to reach agreements with the Ministry of Education for them to be compensated. It is going to mean that you're going to extend their training period. Who is going to account for that shortfall? Is the ministry willing to put the funding in? It's a long conversation that could take years.
Well, but we need
But
it to be just on an emergency basis.
let us hail up our friends in Canada who going through how many inches of snow, and those up in New York and all over the other place who they should probably share with us how many inches they had to shovel this morning or yesterday. Michelle, yesterday was Martin Luther King Day. How did you celebrate it?
I worked.
Oh, like most of us.
But and then I was thinking about it because it was so weird. It was the landlord, he is white, and he was saying to me, Martin Luther King should be really a federal holiday, meaning everybody should be home, like even private sector should be home. And I'm like, and I feel bad, and I'm like, I could have not come to work, but I came in. But it's an important day that should be celebrated, because now I guess it's gone down to where people just look at it as a day off and a day to go shopping. So a
So
lot
it's
of
not a
people kind
public
of miss.
holiday. Sorry, it's not a public holiday for you in Florida. It's a holiday for us in Georgia.
Yeah, for federal, like, yeah, and government. Yeah,
Oh,
but private, we don't have to. With most
okay.
things, we don't have to do it. So
Okay.
most all government building were closed, schools were closed. But yeah, because like in my building, every other office was open. People were working. But yeah, but as I was saying, like, people have lost the true impact of Martin Luther and what he has done in the fight in yesteryears. And it was actually like I started looking back at him, and I noticed I was reading some articles on how Jamaica impacted him. You know
Okay.
about that?
No, share that with me. That's news. I know he had a relationship with Jamaica, but I'd never looked into how we've impacted him. And I knew, in fact, that he visited and delivered a ceremony at the assembly hall at UWI. But I tell me.
Yeah, well, because when he went to Jamaica, remember in the US, it was kind of different in his time. You don't see a lot of African American in any top position or doing anything major. But that was different in Jamaica, where he saw people of similar color in power and in charge. So that's what he wanted for America to see. Like, like we weren't held back because of our skin or anything. So it did impacted him and how he wanted to accomplish that for the US. So
In fact, I just decided to look up what he spoke about in 1965 when he visited. And in fact, it says that the speech that he gave at UWI was entitled Facing the Challenge of a New Age. And I chuckle because ever so often we have a new age. 1965, he was speaking about a new age. But it seemed he could very well have been speaking to us now, because we're facing the great challenge of today, which is another new age.
yeah.
It always is relevant. So he says that he spoke to the crowd about the end of the old colonial order and the need for a global brotherhood that recognized the growing independence of people around the world, the need to battle against injustice wherever it occurs with love, and the need for everyone to strive to the best of whatever they can decide to do in life, whatever it is that you decide to do, to be the best of it. It's quite interesting. He was hosted by Clifford Campbell, the Jamaica's Governor General at that time, and Lady Campbell. So
Yeah,
interesting.
that is it's interesting. We have a few comments coming in.
Sure.
Anita said, here in Canada, we are having issues with availability of rapid tests, and the government has plans to implement the pill. Yeah, I heard about the pill. Primrose
That's the COVID
Garvin,
pill.
yeah, I guess that's what she's talking. Correct us if we're wrong. Garvin said, Primrose said, I couldn't think of the correct word. Blame it on
Oh,
age.
trust.
Yeah. And he just said the snowstorm in Toronto was horrible and created chaos all day yesterday. Peter said, my company is a private company and MLK Day is paid day off.
Cool.
Yeah, that's good. Peter said, am I a horrible boss? No. But he was okay.
Let's vote on
Peter
that.
said, Peter said, good night all. Angela said, Rochester, New York, 13 to 17 inches. What?
Are you serious? 13 to
Whoa.
17 inches of snow? Me
Yeah,
nah
but it's
shovel
not
none.
bad yet. VM said we have 47.83 inches of snow yesterday.
Where is VM
tomorrow.
Heslop?
Where are you, VM? And Angela say, oh my God, what's you call snowing? That's what you call snowing. Oh my God.
Gosh,
That
that's
is a lot.
that's Michelle, that's 4 feet high.
Mm-hmm.
48 inches, that's 4 feet high of snow that you have to
You have
shovel
to
through.
figure out
You're
yourself.
telling me now go on no work. And then you have
I'm
to dig
telling
out the
you.
car. VM
Yeah,
Heslop,
and you
where are
got
you?
yourself. Where
He
are
must
you,
be
VM?
Toronto. I think he must have meant Toronto, where he says in tomorrow. It must be Toronto.
Oh,
Mm.
Toronto.
Mhm.
Wow.
So
Wow.
did
I
they
remember
lock
that's
down
the
Toronto
news.
yesterday? Monica, if you're on our listen, tell me, did they lock down Toronto yesterday? Oh, that's why Dana said she had snow day from
Oh, no
school.
school. Oh, okay. I remember in New York, I used to hate it because especially if you get caught in the snow. Like I used to take the train to school into the city from
Uh,
Queens. So
uh,
anytime you get hit with the snow, you get stuck on the track. Sometimes it's like hours,
oh my God.
hours upon hours. So I used to
You're
hate
in
New
the
York.
underground for all this time?
Yeah, sometimes you're stuck on the train, can't get off, nothing.
Whoa.
Lord, say when it snows like that anywhere, it's normally a snow emergency and the entire place is closed down.
Yeah, but it seemed normal for Canada. Canada always seemed to have whole heap of snow for me, which is why I thought, oh, it was just another day in white paradise.
Oh God, everybody please stay safe. And it wants to be horrible too when we're walking in the snow, like we have the Timberland, but then we're sliding and you see everybody sliding.
Oh, that
It was
can
a
cool.
big joke.
Yeah, have to try balance and
And
oh,
then pull on, like we're holding
and
on
still I
onto the
try.
fence. My God.
And still I go on cute.
Hey, never again. You not catch me in the snow. The only way you're gonna catch me in the snow is if I'm going to one of those go snowboarding somewhere.
You're going where?
Snowboarding like
Oh,
Utah or
okay.
something.
Are you going to go skiing? You can
Yeah,
always go
skiing
skiing.
or snowboarding. No,
That's,
no, no.
mm, that's super cool. All right, so that's it for our Snowden friends over in Canada and New York, because who said that in Rochester, New
Yeah,
York had
yeah.
that. So,
Angela.
so Angela, how many inches would they have had in Maine? Because if she down in Rochester having 13 to 17. Maine have what, 47 inches then? They're supposed to get a whole heap.
Our buffalo.
Oh yeah, Buffalo probably get close to a 3 foot, 36 inches or so. Thank
You
God me
guys
live
should
in
have popped
Jamaica.
that flight to Jamaica when you had that chance.
Yeah, you should have come join me. It's not too late. Come
Because
for
even
a
in the
break.
US, like it's impacting a lot of the airlines where they have to cancel because of the snowstorms all over. So that tough and rough. Like this morning, I went to the airport and this lady walked up and the first thing she said to the agent, "You guys canceling the flight? You guys canceling the flight?" The guy was like, "What are you talking about?" "No, we're on time." She said, "Oh, make sure." She was going to Jamaica. And Nisia said, even the transportation system, both bus and train, broke down. Some commuters had to push a broken bus. Yes, horrible, man. Or you have to walk over the bridge. If you do get out, you have to walk, go to Queens or Brooklyn. VM said car got stuck on the highway.
Oh no, thank God. Well,
Yeah,
we thank God say all on us safe and good and nobody no sick and nobody no stuck in no highway nor nothing. So no try keep warm and rub up with little rum and drink some too with some honey. Keep on yourself safe and healthy. Healthy.
Yeah,
All right.
hopefully the guys had enough grocery.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, them have grocery, but them are Jamaicans that whatever in the house and we find a way to fix it, for eat it and make it taste good.
That is true. Anybody on YouTube? Are you?
Oh, I forget. So I'm supposed to check.
Check YouTube.
While we figure out.
Oh, Sandra said, "God, I'm not living in any winter cities. Be safe." Same here, Sandra. Glad I experienced it in yesteryears, so I no longer have to have a desire to go into no snow.
To go into where?
Any snow area, any snow state.
Oh, the one Sandra Shofar, she live in a fire state.
Where she live again?
I think she's in California.
Oh.
Earthquakes is what she gets a lot of.
Our fire. Do the fires bother you?
The tremors. I usually get a whole lot of tremors. We can't find just tell me about streamed how much day ago. We can't find anybody can find Sandra, beg you look on Leo Gillin, see if you see where and comment. I'm not getting it to open and not carry doing 7 or 11 for me. But then again, my head's slow. As you talk about the airlines having to make some adjustments, I noticed too that AT&T and Verizon had to make some adjustments as well, as it relates to the rollout of 5G. They've pushed it back.
I saw that. And I saw like some airlines said they're going to cancel their flights to the US because of that.
Really?
So, yeah, a few international airlines.
Well,
but
no,
what is wrong with the 5G?
The technology is of such that it will impact the landing and the judgments for some airlines. It's rolled out in Europe, but they've made a lot of adjustments. Like in France, near their airports, they don't have 5G. So all those towers have to be turned down near the airports so it don't affect the technology within the aircrafts. But they weren't making those kind of adjustments in the US. There are some other concerns as well. I don't know, remember what they said that they did in London. If it was the same thing, that there's kind of a ring around the airport, so the 5G don't interrupt. But if particular impact the land.
Okay. So they were supposed to upgrade their system.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Right. So they didn't
Okay,
upgrade the system.
okay, because we have 5G here. Cause my phone is on 5G. I guess that's why it keeps losing everything. I don't know. So, but I thought, like when we were going to have not G2K, what was it called? 2000.
Oh,
When
when we're moving
said,
into, yeah.
so I thought because it was, like back then we had the fear and everybody thought everything was going to crash, but nothing really happened. It was like a smooth transition. I was wondering if it was this fear, like people have this fear if they move to the 5G, then all these things are going to happen.
Oh, Y2K. Peter again says Y2K.
Yeah, Y2K, everybody was like, oh, do everything in your bank account
Millennium.
and everything, but nothing happened. So that's why I was wondering if they just had this fear of moving forward as to
No.
why. Okay, so a few more comments coming in. Sandra said, take earthquake over snow anytime, lived in New York. June said, where's Leo, the voice of thunder tonight? Oh, you missed the last show. Peter said he's on a 1-year vacation from the show. And Anesia said Leo departed on Saturday because of personal reasons studying. Yeah, Leo is doing his doctorate, so he might stop in. We don't know. But education is of utmost importance.
Plus, he can't afford to waste the money June. So he don't spend the money already. So he better make sure say in passing class them. We not take no failure around here. No failure. And if he fail him, I have to give away back the money. So in decides I'm going to step aside for a period and he will come from time to time, depending on what he has to do and submissions to turn in. Around here, we encourage everybody to study. Me can't find this show upon YouTube, so I have to start out that for Saturday.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. And what we said we were gonna ask people for, which we asked them for the last show. So I guess some people did not tune in then.
Right. We had decided that this year we're celebrating Jamaica's 60th. And so we wanted for persons to nominate persons for us to celebrate. Deceased or alive. If the persons are alive, we want an opportunity to invite them to the show to talk to them about, their accomplishments and so forth. On the other hand, if they're deceased, we would love a little update if it's somebody personal to you, or we will do our own Google search and come up and, just to celebrate who are those Jamaicans. It might have been an educator, it might be a doctor, it might have been a custos, a neighbor, whatever it is, something like that. Okay. Oh, Carlene said 2 persons on YouTube. Carlene, beg you tell them, say, with the show doing good and read the comment them, write the comment them for we are gonna make your co-host.
I'll try pull up the page.
Okay. But thanks very much, Carlene, for telling us that. Anissa says education is a must. Was there a song, Education is a Must? Yes, June, you're late. Thanks for the update.
Okay, Sharon says, I'm listening. Miziki Shadi said VUMFYL. I'm not sure what that means. Thank you to all those who are on YouTube. We appreciate it.
Co-host Carlene Madden is updating. She says, Sharon Watson says, I'm listening. Thank you very much, co-host Carlene. Carlene writing it for me because I sent her to YouTube to tell me what the people are saying. So she's doing that. Thank you so much. You're so gracious. So we want to celebrate that 60th, Jamaica's 60th. Somebody had already posted. I think we got two nominations already. They recommended Miss Lou and was it Michael Manley as well that they wanted to celebrate. So let us put together a group of 60 and begin to celebrate them. Mish, when would we start talking about and interviewing these people?
June 1st. Not June, February 1st.
Okay, so as of February.
So yeah, so send us everything you have, everyone. Even if it's your grandmother that was a major impact, we don't know. Send, like, tell us a story.
Yes, tell us the story. We want to really focus on Jamaica leading up to August 6th. Tell the stories that we're likely to lose. Let us talk about the Jamaican proverbs or saying that really impacted you. We probably should do that tonight, Mish. A Jamaican saying that impacted you, that makes sense for you, or just totally confused you. Why don't we do that for the rest of tonight?
Yeah, you know which one?
Yes.
Funny enough, I remember my grandma used to say to us, like when we are crazy, how I go, chicken Mary, hawk the near. So we like have too much fun. So, something gonna happen. And I caught myself saying it to my son, like he well happy, they jumping all over the place. And I was like, okay. And he was like, what? So I'm like, chicken Mary hawk the near.
Yes,
so that
man.
was one.
Very hard the near.
Yeah.
It usually meant you're going to get a little bus ass, so you usually get a little attending bus ass with it. Yes.
Exactly. Peter said a promise is a comfort to a fool. Yeah, that is true. Garvin said, what good for the goose, good for the gander. I love that one.
Yes. If I think about the promise is a comfort to a fool, I think that we mainly use that at each other during school. And it wasn't really something, like you'd promise somebody to do something for you. If them do something for you, you're going to do something for him, and then you don't do it. And then you'd laugh and say, promise is a comfort to a fool. But I don't know that at home you would hear that being said to you, like you hear, chicken Mary hawk then you're at home.
I used to hear that one though. Like, I promise I comfort to a fool. Like, my grandma used to always say it, like, not rely too much on people's word, like, and not do your part. Like you're so reliant, so you get disappointed. So she used to always tell us, like,
Okay. Teaching you some some
yeah,
independence and
I know too.
self-defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sandra said, hardest picnic, dead as sun hot. Yeah, my granny always said that, especially to my male cousins who don't listen.
And there's one close to that says I go something go to the
work
pound. No, something I go something go pound. It will come back to me. Some I go something.
Anissa said long run, short catch.
That usually means you're in a trouble somewhere. Somewhere you're in a trouble and it's going to always catch up with your long run, short catch. Somebody must remember it about idle something about being idle and going to the pound. Am I the only one who don't even remember it?
Angela said, show me your company, I tell you who you are. My grandmother used to always say that. I even know it stick with me. Show me your company, I tell you who you are.
As these sayings are almost timeless and always relevant. Show me your company and I tell you who you are. Same kind of problem continue. Gang business, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was so funny as I talk about gang business. I remember, like in high school, and you form a little crew. And when I tell you, my mother and my grandmother go off about this crew thing, and they walk in a posse, and how you're not supposed to do it.
Yes.
And they went off. So, like, we couldn't be involved. That's why I don't do the, like, I have girlfriend, but, I don't do no crew, like, because it just stick with me. And then now you see like you really get out of hand with the whole crew, what they form the little crew in the community, then they get so violent. And I just remember those teaching, like if like if we did keep up with it, we might be better off. Lawton says, don't hang your basket further than you can reach it.
Me sure it never says so. That sound very English. No Jamaican something never said don't hang your basket further than you
Suppose
can.
you ain't proper.
Nothing. You never learn nothing says so. Tell me what it says, for it never says so. It says idle jackass follow cane bump go a pound. We never hear that.
You learn. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Idle jackass follow cane bump go a pound. Now let me tell you that. I tell you exactly. It again goes back to the company issue. If you don't have a sense of focus and know what it is that you want and where you're going, then any road going to lead you to some trouble,
Yeah.
like
Sharon Watson, I'm on YouTube. Sharon Watson said, what does it say? What does it saying? Chip don't fall far from the block mean?
Okay. My interpretation of chip not falling far from the block is that we tend to be our parents, or we will always have those traits relating to family and community. What do you think, Mish?
Same thing. If your mother a thief, you're a thief. Like you are your parent.
I suppose them probably take it cause pity them about them father more than anything else, because we always cuss father in Jamaica. Well, most households. Poor father, they always get cuss out.
Well, they don't do nothing. Girl say one cocoa field basket, hardest picnic wine feel. Angela said, if you don't listen, you will feel. Olon corrected himself and said, you hang your basket further than you can reach it.
Lord, you're being a very good sport and correcting your language right here. That's what being a good sport. Anissa says, like mother, like daughter, like father, like son. Also, they would say that as well.
And Peter said, same as the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Oh, the chip. Something about the chip. The same thing as what I said about the chip don't fall far from the block. Apple don't fall far from a tree. True.
Okay, Yolita said, Agia's hard, it hung over fire. What that mean?
Hog ears hard, it hung over fire. Well, I'm going to take a guess on it. Hog ears hard, it hung over fire. Does that mean that if you don't listen, you're going to end up in trouble?
I was thinking about something similar to that. Like how they spit me, similar line with that. But Yolita, do you know the meaning? That you could share? Odin says, what sweet nanny goat I go run your belly.
Yes, remember that chicken Mary Hagdenier, I suppose is the same ilk of that. But Yolita, please share hog. I've never heard this one. Hog ears hard, it hang over fire. So you don't obey, you're disobedient, which means your ears hard. You're going to end up in trouble. So them end up in fire because him get killed and him turn jerk pork. Not a bad idea for me, but I can't understand.
So which one is it here, Dr. Diana?
We'd hear about show me your company and I tell you who you are. More than anything else. I remember that.
Okay.
Your hard ears are stubborn. Okay. And cock mouth kill cock. Mind your words. They can come back and harm you. Okay. So June says, and then she tells us the meaning.
Okay. Oh, you're reading YouTube now?
No,
Oh, I
Facebook.
missed somebody.
Where is the co-host who's supposed to tell us what's on YouTube? Or are you there?
Oh, I could see it. Let me look.
Okay.
Read the comments on hold on, let me go back. I read one from
Okay.
Sharon. Sharon Watson said, she's laughing. She said, the higher the monkey climb, the more him exposed.
Yes.
So,
Oh my gosh. No. she won't know. I will get to it. All right. O'Dane says, was sweet nanny goat, and June says that. Lawson says, hug hacks him, mama. Say why him out so long. Him say, Pitney, you are go, you will see. Um, O'Dane say your hard ears are stubborn. Peter Gay is laughing. She said, how did you get jerk pork out of that statement, Dr. Dad?
yeah,
Well,
you're poor.
well, I got the jerk pork because she said, hog ears hard, it hang over fire. So my interpretation is that the hog get into trouble and get killed, and them have him over the fire now for seeing ears hanging over it. So I'm being jerked. So it's jerk pork. So hog ears hard, turn jerk pork.
Susan on YouTube says, mother always said, those who can't hear will feel. That
Yes,
is
that's true. June says, lie down with dog, get up with them, flee. And that's another one that I would hear growing up. You lie with dog, you rise
yes,
with flee. Odin says, if you can't hear, you are going to feel. True. No, you let her come back. Dog a sweat, but long hair, cover it up. So people have problems, people have issues, but you'll never know because, there's this camouflage that conceals it. So I suppose it's akin to say things aren't always what they seem.
up here, yeah.
Yeah, things
Um,
aren't always what they seem.
Sharon says the word hug is in it and laughing. I guess by the other comment.
Of course, hugging it, then I must get jerk. Um, oh gosh, I like you letter. Dog a sweat, but long hair cover him up. There's one that I learned later on. And a friend of mine, Donna, I heard her say it. Every pipe have them jaw corner, and initially I didn't get it, but then I got it. Just thought about it. Every pipe have them jaw corner. Remember people who smoke pipes? They have to stick it into them jaw corner when them smoking, because they don't stick your pipe straight down like that. You stick your pipe sideways in your mouth. So every pipe, not a pipe with water, but pipe that you smoke, have your jaw corner.
I guess my brain will go on next week, but
Nobody tell me which pipe you you're gone to know. My God, no. I'm gonna take you off of this. Sure. Um,
God, but those are interesting things. Interesting.
um,
No,
who is this now? Dog, I sweat. Yeah, we said that, but you letter. Anissa says, picnic must be seen but not heard. It was just something that they would say a lot of, but I wonder why they would say that picnic must be seen and not heard. What did they really mean?
well, I know most people use it to mean that children shouldn't have a voice. They should just sit, like not be seen, like meaning, it need to be involved in an adult conversation. You don't need to have any form of input. Sometimes you have to hide your feelings or emotions. Like if your parents are talking to you, you just, listen. But I'm glad that we've moved away from that saying
Mhm.
about children should be seen, because children do have a lot to say. And usually when they can't express it, it internalized, and they act out and do other things. So
But Michelle, in that society when our parents grew up or some of us were growing up, it was mainly that children were to be seen and not heard. But it would seem, based on nowadays, when children are heard before they're even seen, that the behaviors are so horrible, and the discipline or indiscipline is far more rampant. I want to hold that perhaps we should really say children should be seen and not heard.
Well, it just because discipline your child, and it kind of different because like growing up, I was able to talk, but I was respectful. I wasn't disrespectful. You want to hear me loud, but I would be able to express myself. I want to disrespect adults, but I would state my, opinion. But no, people just allow their children to curse out anybody, and not that extreme I'm talking. I'm talking about like when children are going through things, allowing them the opportunity to speak respectfully. Because you have to teach them how to talk. You can't be like yelling at them and then expect them to just be quiet, or they're obviously gonna yell back, fight back, as you see right now, because they are not taught any discipline. Nobody's teaching them any discipline. But you have to discipline your children so they know how to behave. That's just my opinion. I don't believe that they shouldn't be heard. I think they should. I have a few more comments on here.
Mhm.
So say every whore have him stick a bush.
Yes.
Long way I say that one eh?
Yeah, who have them take a bush.
Sharon said, I hope I got it right. You did. Sharon said Leo did explain that last Saturday. Yeah, I guess a few people weren't tuned in.
Yes.
And Sharon said lack of home training, so they feel like saying anything that comes to mind. Yeah, that is true. Because if you not teach them discipline, you just feel like you just have to teach them discipline, like when to talk, like be respectful. You can be respectful and get across your point. You don't have to be disrespectful, yelling and all that stuff.
Yeah. Sandra Sterling says, ever mickle make a muckle. This was really, and I'm sure there was a bank or some credit union or something that used to have this little slang about every mickle make a muckle to encourage the habit of saving. It was a way to encourage people to save. Yeah. And yes, every mickle make a muckle. Odain says, me throw, me can, me no call no foul. Every Greer Dawes says every hole have them stick. June says one cocoa full basket. Yes. Eula says every dog have them day. Every hole have him stick a bush. Yes. Sandra said, for me, it was when adults gather around, children should go play. So her take on it is children should be heard or not, should be seen and not heard. When adults gather around, children should go play. I don't know. Angela says cockroach no business in a foul fight.
Yeah.
We get pick up. Oh gosh, that's a real good one. Cockroach no business in a foul fight. But who defines who is a cockroach and who is the foul? Because if you and your friend, your posse walking now, or not all either cockroach or not all other foul, because you're not going to stand there and your friend them in a fight and you're not joining the fight. Did you ever join in a fight?
If you not have nothing to do with me, I'm not.
No, but them get in a trouble, jump in and help fight or stand up for them.
Me can't fight, but I can call the police. I cannot fight. I'm going to embarrass myself. No.
No, but it's not a position going to school. There must be at some point at which somebody provoke your brethren and you have to step in and help cuss them out or help fight. No?
They know I'm not the one.
The wrong posse member. Don't make her join.
You have a designated person who can fight and the one who will cuss.
Yes.
I'm the rational one.
Okay, so you're the rational. You stand up and be rational and tell them why they shouldn't fight. They don't need you when they want.
Yeah. I just But we don't fight.
Um,
We were ladies. We don't fight. We don't fight. But then so we run
okay.
out
Well, you
of
have
time.
Sandra Sterling says, in reference to children should be seen and not heard, especially if there was profanity and indecent language going on. Um, fair enough. Ungrateful picnic, doodle, always liquor. Me never hear this yet.
That's what's weird. Sharon
No,
says,
Cathy, me no know where you come from. Um, Lawton
Sharon wants,
says,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
it was more when your parents had company. Ah, right. You weren't allowed to participate in the conversation. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Sharon said, I can't fight. Exactly. I can't fight. Suzette said, I think that just means it if it's not your business, you stay out of the fight. Exactly. If you have nothing to do with it, stay out of it.
Yeah, but if it's a
Let them
posse.
handle it.
And Anissa says, I have two daughters, 26 and 16, respectively. But the youngest expresses her feelings with utmost respect, while the older is quite the opposite. But it is also because they are from different generations, I guess, perhaps.
True.
Um,
Totally
um,
different.
Hesab says, right, Michelle, don't fight. Yulet says, if you don't watch your penny, you will never have a dollar. True. I like that. If you don't watch your penny, you'd never have a dollar. I like that. And that's the second one that Kati has put out here that I've never heard before. If you don't watch your penny, and I'm going to write it down. If you don't watch your penny, you will never have a dollar. It's true. You have to take care of the small things to grow. If you don't watch
your penny, you'll never have a dollar. Well, I guess it's that time.
What time? We're doing an hour now? Okay.
Yeah. Can you believe?
Already? Oh, folks, we
1
never
hour
tell you we don't
already.
do an hour and a half on Tuesday night. We're just doing a 1 hour. If you don't watch your penny, you will never have $8. I like this. And nobody here is admitting to fighting during school days. That's very good.
Very good.
Sandra says, great show, Queens. I would hide from fight because I was very tiny. So one fist would kill me. Odin reminds us, if you want good, your nose have to run. Yes, I remember that one too growing up. If you want good, your nose definitely have to run. Ladies and gentlemen, Misha, going to leave you to close out. So let me say my 2 cents first.
Yeah.
COVID is still a thing. In Jamaica, I'm urging those here in Jamaica, if you haven't taken your vaccine, please give it fair consideration and take it up. I know there's great reluctance, but for the greater good, for the sake of those at home, the older people at home, people who have issues, the cancer patients around us, let us be a little bit more mindful. It was wonderful being here. Certainly missed the thunder of Leo's voice, but we will have guests from time to time to add that thunder and that different and differing experience and perspective for us as we go on. Thank you so much for joining us. We certainly enjoyed having you. Thanks, Mish.
Okay, thank you everybody for tuning in and for joining us today. What Dr. Diana said, Leo is missed. And remember everybody, we're here every Tuesday night and every Saturday. And tune in and tell your family, tell your friends, everybody to tune in. And wish you a wonderful Tuesday night and a happy week. Enjoy the week, stay warm, and we see you on Saturday at 10 a.m.
10 o'clock. 10 a.m. So Saturday, 10 a.m. Please, we're still encouraging persons. Share those Jamaicans who have really impacted you growing up over the years, who you want for us to talk about. And we're going to start talking about them on February, starting February, in the month of February through to August 6th. We will talk about these 60 selected Jamaicans whom we want to celebrate, regardless of who they were. Just tell us about them and let us talk. And if you find a picture or anything, send it and let us celebrate them for you. Well, good.
All right. Good night.